through these, right? And for those that are on, that are in the room and paying attention, like you guys can really take some of the stuff that I'm talking about and implement it into your life, right? And see, a huge shift once when you be consistent with these tools. Okay. So now when you hear people, right, talk about like their goals, right? Like, and you hear this a lot in the African American community, right? You hear this a lot from, friends, peers, family members, people on social media, right? People always say, I'm chasing money, I'm chasing the bag. I'm chasing money, I'm chasing the bag, right? Meaning that they wake up and they go out and chase money, right? I'm not sure if everybody heard like what Quanisha said, right? But she said she had 3 tasks that she was knocking out, not 10, not 12, not 20, right? She said, yeah, my 3 main tasks that I'm knocking out, right? So I can clearly tell that Quanisha's mindset is in the right place, right? Super in the right place, right? She's not chasing money, she's not chasing the bag. We're gonna talk about this, right? So, like, it's 2 things that can happen when you have that mindset and you wake up and you like, I gotta get money, I gotta get money, I gotta chase this bag, I gotta chase money, right? Like the bag is gonna outrun you. So you'll never catch up. You'll never catch the bag, right? So, like, when we think about money, like, what is money out doing? Money is out chasing a million other things. So the bag is always going to outrun you every single day. Every single day is going to outrun you. You'll never catch it. All right. So that's one, right? Now, 2, say you run fast enough where you cut some corners, right? Do whatever you need to do to actually catch up to the bag, right? Like me, I like to do everything by the book. I have morals. When I lay my head at night, I want to go to sleep. So that's just not my lifestyle. That's not my style, right? But some people do it, right? So you run fast enough and you cut some corners, you'll catch the bag, right? But you won't be able to keep up with it. You'll lose it really, really fast. You'll lose it really, really fast. And I've seen, like, throughout my entire years of not just being an entrepreneur, but just being here on earth and seeing people do those things, they don't keep it long. It's not sustainable, right? One, because they still have a very unhealthy relationship with money, right? Like they've developed a toxic relationship with money. Okay. So those are 2 reasons why you don't want to chase the bag. Because I'm assuming that everybody wants to build, like, when you want to create that high level income for yourself, there's reasons on why you want to create that. And we'll get into that later. Right. But you probably have a family, right? You probably want to, make an impact in your community and things like that. Right. That's why you want to make that money. Right. So you want it to be sustainable. You don't want to hit $10,000 in 1 month and then you never hit it again, right? Or you make $10,000 in a month and then you blow it all, right? So you need to work on your relationship with money. And a lot of us, like myself in the past as well, like we've had toxic relationships with money, right? Like, anybody ever been like in a toxic relationship, right? Like give me like some blinkers or something, right? Or like, if anybody ever been in a toxic relationship. Okay. So when we're in a toxic relationship, like, you love that person, right? You love that person and you think the other person loves you back, right? But in return, you probably get, abuse, right? Like verbally abuse, physically abuse, mentally abuse, emotionally abuse, even, sometimes sexually abuse, right? So, but you love them so much, you keep going back. You keep going back because you think they love you and you keep forgiving them for the toxic shit that they doing, right? Like, that's a toxic relationship. And some people have that type of relationship with money. They think the money loves them. They think it loves them, right? But it never treats them right because money don't care about us. Money doesn't care. So I'm gonna talk to y'all what money cares about, right? But it doesn't care about us. Okay. And anybody ever been like intoxicated, right? Like, I used to drink. I used to drink a lot, right? Like, it's about to go on about 7 years since I've been sober, right? But I used to drink heavily. I'm talking about like drink till I throw up all the time, right? And when you out drinking, what you doing, right? Like, you having fun, you giving all your energy, right? Like, you start drinking, you start turning up, right? So when you think about when you're intoxicated, what happens the next day, right? Like, if we're in a toxic relationship and we giving all this energy, to this thing that we love and we think it loves us back, we expect to feel good, but we wake up. If we were intoxicated the night before, we wake up and we hungover and we feel like shit, right? So when we have this type of relationship with money, we wake up, same thing. We wake up every day, all day, we grind, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle. I gotta chase this money. I gotta chase this money. I ain't got time. I'm trying to chase this money, right? So we working harder, we working longer, and we think in return that the money will say, hey, I got you. I'll give you more of me. but it doesn't work like that. It never happens like that. So and then you look up and you still haven't made enough money, or maybe like I said, maybe you catch up one time, right, and you make it a decent amount of money, but you did so much, you gave so much of you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, that you drank and you burnt out, right? Like you just drank and you burnt out, man. So all while knowing like what you need to understand is like your like what is your purpose, right? That's what we all need, right? You don't want to chase, this money. You want to chase your purpose, right? And one thing that I discovered was some people don't even know what their purpose is, right? But when I talk to a lot of fitness professionals, they know what it is. They just too scared to walk into it, right? It's a scary thing, right? I know we all hear it's a cliche, right? Like if your goals don't scare you, then they're not big enough, right? But when we're scared, we know that in order to walk into that purpose, that we have to get uncomfortable. We have to start doing the work that's required. And a lot of times people ignore that work because it's uncomfortable, right? So you end up not doing it, and then you just keep chasing the money, hoping that the money will treat you right one day, right? So right now, like, can anybody, Quanisha or anybody want to come up and talk and let me know, like, if they feel where I'm coming from right now? Because that purpose is super, super key, is super important. And that's what I want to talk about right now. Like, is that purpose, guys? Okay. So let's talk about the power of your purpose. Let's kind of rewind back a little bit and talk about like what is money doing, right? I know we kind of talked about like what money was doing at a time. Like, money's chasing millions of things out there. While you're trying to chase the money is chasing not even millions of things, trillions of things, right? Things like what? Like what is money used for? Money is used to fix problems, right? Like big and small problems too. Not just, big problems, but money is used to fix small problems, medium problems, big problems, really large problems. What are some like small problems? Things like, and what I mean by small problems, like minor skill sets, things that like anybody could do. It doesn't take a lot of education or a lot of qualifications or a lot of experience. You can probably take anybody off the street, train them for 7 days, and they could do it, right? Something as small as like housekeeping, right? Cleaning up houses or hotels. Something like being a cashier at McDonald's or a grocery store, right? Something like being a Lyft driver or Uber driver. Now, I used to drive Lyft. Only thing you needed with that was a license and insurance. That's it, right? Like that's all you needed. Pay some tickets off and stuff like that, right? That's all you needed. Customer service, right? You could train somebody to be a customer service, front desk person, whatever it is, right? It doesn't take a lot. A waiter, right? You don't even need like an actual like bartending license to be a waiter, right? All of these things are small skill, like minor skill sets that you need in order to do these, to fix these problems, right? Like super small skill sets, right? Chastity, Linda, what's up? What's up? What's up, Queens? I see y'all. I see y'all. Welcome, welcome. Right. So now let's talk about like some big problems, like high level skills, right? Something like a doctor, lawyer, real estate developer, stockbroker, coach, right? A coach, we fix big problems, right? Investment bank, like things like that, right? Where it takes some type of skill set, some type of certification, some type of lots of experience to fix this big problem, right? So the money is chasing somebody else's purpose. The money's chasing those things, guys. It's not chasing us. That's what it's chasing, because in order to clean somebody's house, you got to pay somebody to do that. In order to hire somebody to come in, do your laundry, right? Or be an Uber driver or do a waitress or be a doctor or be a lawyer to get somebody out of jail or prevent somebody from going to jail, right? All of this stuff take money. So that's what the money is focusing on. And the money has to focus on that for every second of the day, literally every single second. So when you wake up in the morning and you like, oh, I'm about to get this money, I'm about to chase this bag, bruh, like sis, like think about what that race sound like. I'm getting exhausted just thinking about that. You ain't gonna catch it, right? You're not gonna catch it. The money is so focused on fixing all these other problems, right? But this is the thing. When you don't wake up trying to chase money and trying to chase the bag, and you wake up with a purpose, right? Now things start to change, right? You start to change. And I remember hearing Viola Davis say this. She said something like, having a goal and having a purpose are two totally different things, right? We all have goals. Everybody has goals, but everybody does not have a purpose. Or let me say this. Everybody is not clear on what their purpose is. Okay. So when you wake up with a purpose and not a goal, That's a different mindset, right? Like think of a goal. And goals are good to have. Like I got goals. I have weekly goals, monthly goals, quarterly goals, yearly goal. Like I have goals. But think of it like this, right? Fitness professionals, right? Think of it like this. So a goal is something you measure, right? It's a metric. Think about like if somebody wants to lose weight, right? They want to lose 100 pounds, right? So let's use that. Let's take two people, right? We got two people. They both wear 400 pounds. They both wear, yeah, they both weigh 350 pounds. They're both, out of shape, unhealthy, right? One person doesn't go to the doctor, but they have a goal of losing 100 pounds, right? One person goes to the doctor they had the same goal of 100 pounds, but one person goes to the doctor and the doctor tells that one person, listen, you need to lose 100 pounds in 12 months or you're going to die, right? Who you think gonna lose 100 pounds faster? Who you think is gonna actually do what's necessary to lose the 100 pounds? The person that life depends on it, right? Same goal, but one person actually has a purpose to get up and do what's necessary. They're super clear, their purpose is super specific, and they know what's gonna happen if they don't fulfill that mission and fulfill that purpose, right? They'll lose the 100 pounds. They'll lose it because they're focused on the purpose and not the why. The other person's so focused on the why. I'm sorry, they're so focused on the 100 pounds, right? Same goal, same person, but they're not doing what's required, or they're doing the wrong things and focusing on the wrong stuff that they don't hit their goal because they don't even sustain it. They start for 2 weeks and then they stop because when it get hard, they have no real reason to push through because it's gonna get hard. But when you know what that purpose is, oh yeah, I gotta do it anyway. I gotta do it anyway. And it doesn't purpose doesn't even need to be that dramatic. The purpose can be something the person lost a close family member of theirs, and they were overweight and they died of a heart attack. And the doctor said it could have been prevented if they would have took care of themselves a little bit better, if they would have got better quality sleep, moved around and ate right 70% of the time. Right. So maybe that triggers something with that other person and said, oh, I don't want that to be me. Let me get my shit together and lose this 100 pounds. Right. So your income it's the same way. The income is the measurable thing, but what is the purpose? What are you getting up to do? Why are you getting up to do this? Right. So that's what I want y'all to focus on. Not saying screw the goals. You want to measure those things, right? And have things to look for, have things to aim at. But every day when you wake up, you're not saying I'm chasing the bag because you ain't gonna catch it. But when you had this purpose, now it's like, all right, cool. How can I fit into this high level skill, this big problem? Like the doctors and the lawyers and the real estate developers. For example, let's use the housekeeper as an example, right? Small skill set, housekeeping, they're good at it. They feel like this is my purpose to clean houses and clean hotels, right? That purpose, they can take that purpose and think big with it and create their own housekeeping empire, right? And say, you know what? Now I want to clean millions of houses around the world, right? Now that's a bigger problem. They're fixing a bigger problem, right? But also that's a high level skill because now they got to build a team. Now they got to manage the team, right? They're the brand of the business, right? They got to be able to get other people to believe in their message, in their mission, right? So that person has to level up and develop other skill sets to get into that high level skill, that high level person that's going to get that high level income, guys, right? So I genuinely feel that we all have a purpose, but it's up to us to say, you know what, I want this to be a lot bigger than what it is. When I was a personal trainer, I knew I wasn't going to stay a personal trainer. Absolutely not. Yes, I want to help people, right? But not just physically. I want to help people with their mindset. I want to help people with their finances. I want to transform somebody's life from like zero to 1,000, right? I don't want to just get them in shape. I don't want to just transform their mindset with their body and their healthy lifestyle. I want to transform their mindset with their finances. I want to take somebody from, working a 9 to 5 job, making 40 grand a year, right? To where now they're making 100 grand a year, running their own business, living out their purpose and making bigger impact, right? So it's up to you to decide how big or small your purpose is going to be. Y'all following me, man? Y'all following me? All right. So honestly, like when you think about this is why having a purpose is so important. Like when you have a business, especially like, I'm talking to fitness professionals, right? You have a business, guess what that purpose is? That's your I help statement. that purpose, that's your niche. It needs to be specific. You need to be specific with it. It can't just be like, oh, I want to help people, right? No, you need to get a little bit more specific with what your purpose is, right? I know exactly what my purpose is. I could talk 4 hours about my purpose. I can actually talk longer than that about my purpose. Super clear on what it is. I definitely ain't gonna do that with y'all today. But you get what I'm saying? Like if you're not that passionate and you can't talk that long about your, and we all different, right? But if you can't talk that long about your purpose, you're not that clear on what it is. Get a little bit more clear with it, right? Get specific with it, guys, right? So like your purpose is literally your I help statement. It's literally your niche, right? And that's something that you want to remind yourself of every day. Like sometimes I wake up and be in that get money mode. I got hold on, bro. Let me go to my morning mindset routine. Let me read who I am. Let me read my mission statement to myself. Let me read my I help statement to myself. Let me remind myself how I need to show up every single day. Because we're all human, but you need something in place that reminds you, right? It's good to have, people around you that inspire you, but you got to have self accountability too, because it's your mission, your purpose, nobody else's. God gave this to you. He didn't give it to her. He put her or him around you, right, as a seed. And we'll get to that in a second, right? But you got to hold yourself accountable. You got to hold yourself accountable for your mission and your purpose. Okay. Anybody want to come up and say anything before I y'all know? Hey man, I could talk. Hey, look, I could talk all day. No, you good. You good. Like I love that. I love that. And well, I just learned something about you. Didn't know that you went the route with pursuing like life coaching, right? So I think that's super dope. So I want to piggyback on what Quanisha said, guys, right? She got clear. Listen, she got clear on her purpose, and then she started doing the work that's required to fulfill her purpose, right? That's how you do it. And all of the work that was required with her getting her certifications, her listening to these ladies, right? Trying to figure out what these ladies need, trying to figure out what she needs, right? Even going to pursue, like, get that experience as a life coach, right? Because she didn't want to just stay, she knew that just being a trainer was not going to fulfill her purpose. Am I right, Quanisha? Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So once she got clear on her purpose, there were things that she needed to do that was going to put her in that high level skill, like the big problem that we were talking about, guys, right? Like there are things that you need to acquire to be able to fit in that bracket, to be able to fit in that top 10%, right? There's work to require. There's a lot of work required in order to fit in that bracket. To now say, oh, okay, I know what my purpose is. I know the problem that I face, right? Now let me go ahead and chase my purpose and chase my purpose, right? So that's the next thing that I want to talk about, guys, is once you do the work, right? Once you do all of those things, right? Like understand what your purpose is and things like that, the real work is required now, right? So your relationship with money now, that toxic, Brittany, what's up? That toxic relationship that you had with money before, right? What's popping? That toxic relationship that you had with money before now starts to become healthy, right? Now it starts to become fit. It starts to become strong, right? And now you start gaining the confidence in your abilities, right? Because you're consistently doing the work that's required. So now you're confident in your abilities, right? And when you understand, oh man, and I feel like Brittany can talk on this too. Perfect timing, Brittany. When okay, yeah, she just got off. She's okay, cool. When you understand the power that you hold, when Quanisha was talking, you can hear the passion, you can hear the confidence, right? Like you can. I was on a sales call with her, and I was her ideal client. I'm like, Quanisha, I'll sign up with you. Like, how much is it? Like, let's go, right? So when you understand the power that you hold, that's priceless, guys. And you understand that, hey, I'm a life changer. I've been doing the work that's required, right? So now that you're in that high level skill and you have that high level mindset, guess what else is high level as well, right? Your income, right? So now as your confidence level goes up, your price go up. I tell Brittany all the time, yo, when you feel a little bit more confident, add tax on that price. And she's been doing that, right? I do it too. Right. So, Britt, come jump in. Talk to me a little bit about like when you understand the power that you hold. Just talk about that right there. Yes, man. Like when you figure out like when you feel and you understand that power that you hold, guys, everything just starts to make sense. You gain clarity, but a lot of times we have to remove things out of our lives to see clear. you know, like I know Quanisha's man, I know Quanisha's story, I know Britt's story. Our stories are kind of similar. Like when there are people in our lives, right? Man, we were talking about toxic relationships, right? We have a toxic relationship with money because we had toxic relationship with people. When those people were in our lives, right? Like we've gained like that type of mentality and that type of relationship with money as well, right? We run to it, we look at it as comfort, right? And sometimes we will run to people for comfort, right? But what we got to understand is we need to comfort ourselves first. When you comfort you and you understand what your power is, that's when you gain clarity, right? And then that's when you walk into your purpose. And now the money starts to say, hey, I want to follow you. You're what I like. Money likes to go to people that are powerful and have a purpose and that fix problems. The three P's. I like that. Powerful, purpose, and problem. Let me write that down. But seriously, guys. So, and this is the thing. Once you start doing the work that's required, it doesn't. You like that, Britt? Once you start doing the work that's required, it doesn't stop there. You need to continue to plant these seeds, right? Like continue to plant seeds, right? Like some people, this is the thing, right? We all plant seeds, but a lot of us, some people are planting bad seeds and they don't even know it. You plant this bad seed, this poisonous seed, you water it, you nurture it, you don't even know you're doing this. Like we do this with toxic relationship with anything, with money, spouse, partner, job, work, whatever, right? We plant a seed, we water it, we nurture it, we wait for it to grow. It's gonna grow. It's gonna grow regardless, right? But you just need to be intentional about the seeds that you're planting. But this is the thing, when people start being intentional about the good seeds, they plant one seed, they water it, they nurture it, and they wake up every morning looking and wait to see if it's growing, like a kid waiting on Christmas or something. If you listen, if you have a purpose, don't keep planting seeds. Keep planting them, water them, keep planting, water them, keep planting, water them. We all have a garden. Everybody has a garden. It's just that some people are not even conscious, don't even realize that they have a garden and they're just planting all bad seeds. And they wonder why their life is unfulfilled, right? And they're not making enough money, they're not making enough impact, and they unhappy. It's because every single day you wake up and you're planting a bad seed. That's the first thing you do when you wake up is some people are out there planting bad seeds. Like Brittany said, first thing she do when she wake up, she started planting good seeds. Same here too. I plant seeds for about 4 hours, right? Before I start my day, right? So that's super important to be very intentional about what type of seeds are you planting. And when you start to be conscious of these good seeds that you're planting, keep planting them, right? Keep planting them and have faith that God is gonna you might not know what this seed is for. I had no idea that me and Brittany will be working closely together right now. Had no idea, guys. When me and Brittany first bumped heads in July, I had no idea. But now we work closely together. We talk every single day. We hold each other accountable. We push each other, right? That was a seed that we both planted years ago. Go ahead. I love that. I love that, Brittany. That's important, man. Like just knowing what your purpose is, it just gives you so much clarity. Like when you think about things, when you're not sure of when you think about this, guys, when you're not sure of what your purpose is, then you feel like anytime somebody calls, you have to answer the phone. Then you feel like anytime somebody texts, you got to reply to them because you're not even clear on why you're even living right now. You don't even know why. You know what I'm saying? So like, man, I really feel like changing your mindset and understanding what your purpose is, like that's just gonna open up so many doors for you guys. So many doors, man. Everybody always talk about running a business, marketing, like all of that stuff is super important, man. And I know I sound like a broken record saying this stuff, guys. But if you're not clear on why you're doing the shit, then which the thing that you're doing, like, it's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. Go ahead, Quanish. Yeah, man, I can really speak on that. When I was about to launch the FEA, I was literally in the middle of we was running the Queens project and I'm running the FEA and I'm like, yo, like my heart is in this FEA right now, but it's brand new. Like I don't even have a client in the FEA. I sat down with myself and I'm like, bro, where's your heart right now? Right? Like, what can you get up and talk about for hours and hours and hours and enjoy coaching on this, right? Every day. And it was exactly what I'm doing. And this is when I didn't have a client, guys. I didn't have a client, right? But I got up every single day, and I served, I served, I served, I served, I served, I served. I'm not the type, I don't like to brag, right? But understand this, right? January numbers, I made somebody's salary in January, guys. Like, and I'm not the bragging type. I'm not saying that to brag, guys, but I'm just telling you, man, like when you wake up and you can just feel like a superhero and you given this power, like, and you can do it for free. Don't do it for free, but you can do it for free because people are going to see that excitement. They're going to see that passion, right? And like that's what they're buying into. That's what, especially if it's a life changing service, right? They're buying into. That's part of the thing that they're buying the proven process, but they're buying into like how passionate is this person about what they talking about they doing, right? So when Quanisha said that hit close to heart with me because I was there, I was doing that. I remember it like it was yesterday, and I just kept telling myself, bro, you planting seeds, bro, you planting seeds, man. Sheesh, I'm getting a little emotional. Let me go ahead. Somebody talk, man.